All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, I want to touch on what's going on right now with these National Guards being mobilized in different states. Right now, we have them in Washington, D.C. Let's not forget about the National Guard that was sent to the border. I haven't heard anything about them being, relieving the border. But let's not forget about them down there. We have them in Washington, D.C. Now you have them, as you can see right here on your screen, 11 hours ago, 9 hours ago, that they're saying that they're going to be mobilizing in 19 states amid immigration and crime crackdown. Now, is this about immigration and crime? No. This is a setup, I believe, so they can usher in the New World Order agenda, that MOTB. All right. They're going to get you most likely to take this MOTB, or, you could be put to death through having this military, federalizing everything and having the military on the streets. Not just that, the famine of the word as well. We know how Donald Trump feels about anti-Semitism. This is some years ago, but, the internet, once it's uploaded on the internet, pretty much stays there. It's never going away. Somebody will always have the videos. It's Donald Trump saying that hate crimes deserve the death penalty and we should bring the death penalty back. But then another video saying he likens anti-Semitism he likens that to hate crimes. All right. So you have a bunch of, I would say journalists, independent journalists coming out and saying, well, he basically just called for the death penalty for criticizing Israel. And Donald Trump has gotten his definition of anti-Semitism off, I think it was the Holocaust Alliance Remembrance website. I might be leaving something out, but so if you can type that in, you'll see the definition pop up, and it's an ongoing definition. And when you read the ridiculously long definition of anti-Semitism, you'll realize that if you just say anything about them false or true, definitely true, then you will be labeled an anti-S. And he's calling for the death penalty of anti-Semitism, right? So, hey, we're living in some dangerous, dark times, man. But like Elder Apostle Tahar said, there's light at the end for the elect. All right. We're seeing Jacob's trouble on the horizon. All right. Jeremiah 30:4, and we read, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Now, who's that he? That's talking about the elect. All right. The elect are going to be saved out of these terrible times that's coming. All right. The ones that's been sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. The ones who've made their body a living sacrifice. Those who've been doing what they have to do. We slip and fall from time to time, but we get back up and keep trucking. Does not the scripture says a just man, just getting into righteous, fall 7 times. That means 7 getting into completion. All right. We're in these wicked, sinful bodies. We were born in sin. Right? So we're going to go off from time to time. But a just man falls 7 times, but he gets back up. All right? And he keeps it pushing, man. But it's the wicked. They're the ones that's going to fall into mischief. And I'm loosely quoting that. But as you can see right here, hey, Jacob's trouble is on the horizon. All right? And we've been warning you, Jake, out there. You want to be hard. You think your name ring bells. Only thing you're talking about is shooting your brother and sister in the face and how much dope you slang and what you got on you. I got this with the ladder on it, and, showing all these big ass guns and shit. All right, we've been telling you that's not going to save you. That's doing nothing for you, man. All right? If you don't repent, stop smoking that weed, stop pimping women, stop doing drugs. Women out there just shaking their ass on the internet, prostituting their daughters. You see? We've been telling you to stop doing all of these things, man. If you want to keep on doing it, well, the Lord is not going to protect you in these days, man. Trump to mobilize these National Guards in 19 states. And before you know it, it's going to be all 50 states. He's talking about crime. This crime been going on. You're not supposed to deploy the National Guard for that. Now, you can fund the police more, but they have been defunding the police. Certain things been in play so that they can bust this move. See, a lot of people will think Donald Trump and Joe Biden are against each other, but they're two wings to the same bird. Right wing, left wing. And it's nothing but a big show. All right? They go out there, talk shit. It's like wrestling. In the back, they're having them a brewski together. Huh? But we seeing things, heat up, and you have a lot of the people out here, they're bucking up to it, man. They're going out in mass protest. You having militias out there. Man, they're voicing their opinion online. I want to play a couple videos too. After I get this preset, I want to play a couple videos and then we're going to exit it. I'm not going to make this too long. 2 Ezra 15, and let's start 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. What is the modern day sword? We're talking about firearms. All right? Guns. And people will have also knives, bats, chains, crowbars, even actual swords. All right? And things will get so terrible out here that they're going to be breaking in people's houses, spoiling the house. Just like that movie, The Road. The woman said that they're going to come in here, they're going to kill you because, how could you spoil the house unless you bind up a strong man? So they're going to come in there, they're going to kill the man, like she said, and then she said they're going to grape juice me and your son, that's right, her son, and then they're going to eat them. All right? Because the scriptures does talk about a famine being so bad that people will turn cannibal. They'll even eat a part of themselves. All right? Families will eat each other. Okay? Continuing, it says, for there shall be sedition amongst men. That means a rebellion against the government, man. And invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right, they're not going to regard what the authorities are saying. All right? And they're going to fight against the authorities as well. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? This is when martial law is implemented. There's information coming out that they want these National Guard troops to be fired upon. They want them to get shot at so they can enter this next step of martial law. And they already are setting up checkpoints. We're going to go over that when we play these videos. They're already setting up checkpoints. Also, you're going to hear the National Guard themselves say that this is a military operation. You see this? So, hey, we've been warning you, Jake, man. Things is about to get terrible out here. Hey, the phone had to chime in. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It's going to get so bad out here. The grocery stores are going to be empty. Businesses are going to be shut down. We're going to be seeing things happen. All right. You're going to be able to look out your window and see the National Guard coming to your apartment complex, stacking on house to house to house, going in there, and you see them just flashes, them going to the next house. All right. You're going to see people fighting back. You're going to see all hell break loose. All right. But as the scriptures say, and while all hell's breaking loose, you're going to have people that's going to be breaking in their neighbors' houses and spoiling their house. Jim and Bob, that were best neighbors, they cooked out together. They went to law school together, so forth and so on. Their wives know each other. Their children play with each other. They're going to have an evil eye toward each other. All right. We're coming into these times right now. We see the setup happening. All right. And we told you, Jake, plenty of times that when the destruction starts to come, or when it enters, that's going to start with you, Jake, first. Ezekiel 9:4 on down talks about that. It's going to start with you, Jake, first. And we see it happening. They're talking about cleaning up the streets. And when you think about cleaning up the streets, the first thing you think is Jake. That's what you picture. And that's what they're actually showing on the news. Them cleaning up the streets, which is you. Now they're talking about Chicago. All right. Trump says Chicago, even though he's going other places. So all you guys is holding a gun sideways with your pants all down your ass with the tattoos all over your face. And you think you hard and you think you run and block and whatever like that. Well, let's see how hard you are when these troops that's just been given the authority to carry weapons come to a fucking city near you. Okay? Let's get into these videos. This right here is from the brother Arrows of Indignation, 144.
And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. And then we'll help with New York.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is an emergency. Yesterday, August 21st, Washington, D.C., Aaron Parnson even said, they're no longer going to indict or prosecute civilians that carry rifles and shotguns in D.C. Now, they made that announcement August 21st. Today, dumbass Hagee said the National Guard will now be armed. This is no longer a question of what came first, the chicken or the egg. This was set up. I want you to look at the logistics of D.C. I want you to look at this, everything. This was set up. I am calling it today. You are waiting for the shots to be fired. You are setting the stage so Trump can say, I was right. You and your administration, Todd Lyons, Steve Miller, Donald J. Trump, all of them, they're all a bunch of cowardice cocks.
Tennessee, Ohio, South Carolina, and then potentially tingling incidents. No service members have been injured. It's just been equipment. With pretty much every level of the operations as it stands right now. What's the weapon status? Right now, we don't have any weapons. We don't have any weapons right now. Right. So we want to make sure we get them the proper lodging, things of that nature. And now we got our 4 and our folks working hard to do 2 places, pre-identified all the different locations as well.
What we start with orders wise? 7 days, 30 days? What we
25 days.
Okay. So it goes to the FY.
It does.
Okay. Those authorities, tell me what authority you got. It goes over here.
What did you just say? Let's repeat. Let's bring that back. Don't let that go over your head.
This is how many you can actually bring on board. days, 30 days. What we
25 days.
Okay. So it goes to the FY.
It does.
Okay. Those authorities, tell me what authority you got. It goes over here and says how many you can actually bring on board under that authority and how many days you can keep it. So all that's in there, and we'll just follow along. And there's nobody I'm more comfortable with doing things like this than the DC National Guard. I mean, we are very rehearsed in the DC National Guard. You get to do these kind of things. Maybe not what we're here for right now. Maybe this one's a little different. But as far as the military operations go, I mean, thank you.
1,500 members of the National Guard are preparing to mobilize to go to 19 states across the United States of America. According to Fox News' latest reporting, they will be mobilized to help with deportations and to fight crime.
So tonight, President Trump is doing something no president in American history has ever done before. He is personally joining the National Guard troops and police officers on patrol through the streets of Washington, D.C. We're talking about armored vehicles, our military personnel, and the commander-in-chief leading from the absolute front lines. But here's what makes this even...
The National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police. And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has authorized the nearly 2,000 National Guard troops patrolling the streets of D.C. that they can now carry weapons. And we're also learning more numbers about the arrests that were made overnight. So far, 719 arrests have been made. 300 of those are alleged illegal immigrants. This is all from numbers we're getting from the White House. The president speaking Friday, not providing a timeline on how long these National Guard troops will stay in our nation's capital.
We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you.
Y'all see what's going on? Century and Western going west. They setting up the checkpoint right here. Don't get y'all ass stuck.
Guys, I'm on the ground right here in MacArthur Park.
Where I come from to give
Where
you
you can see troops,
what changed me.
law enforcement. I mean, there is a heavy presence here.
Just think about it. What do they need all that for? What do they need all that for? For war. That's what they need it for. We've been warning y'all. All right, like Elder Apostle Tahar says, and the other apostles as well. This isn't the time to be fucking sitting on your hands, sitting idle. Learn what's going on out here, man. See what's going on out here. And when you see the prophecies coming to pass, you blow the trumpet, which means you cut that video on, that camera on, and you record and you blow that trumpet, you get that warning. All right, this isn't the time to be losing faith. Grip that plow tight and keep plowing. All right, do the work.
These vehicles here are United States Army Stryker vehicles, and our soldiers are using these vehicles as part of our mission to detect and monitor traffic attempting to cross the border.
There is no.
You don't need strikers. Strikers are fucking lethal. They're not regular like Humvees. All right? You don't need no strikers, man. That's overkill. It's like trying to kill a fly with a shotgun.
Emergency that requires National Guardsmen to be deployed. He is creating a diversion for the American people to put armed soldiers on the streets.
When you start using your national army against citizens who are protesting, that's the beginning of real trouble in a country.
Uh-oh. Jacob's trouble's coming. Which is going to turn into Esau's trouble too.
According to Fox News, let's call it Fox Entertainment, but according to Fox, the Trump administration is mobilizing 1,700 National Guard troops to go to 19 different cities. We aren't even 8 months into this presidency, and we have troops on the ground in American cities.
I have calls from politicians begging me to go to Chicago. It's my ambition that when we're complete, we can take everybody out.
Don't be surprised if Chicago, because he's talking about New York as well, but don't be surprised if Chicago, and you know I'll throw New York in there, is the ground zero on when these troops are going to get fired upon by a bad actor out there or agent provocateur, you know, somebody that they hired, which now gives them the justification to roll out the next steps of their operation. And that is really to have a permanent presence, all right, to spread to all 50 states and really have everybody identify themselves, you know, with that, because eventually that MOTB is going to come. So that's really what I'm trying to get to. Don't be surprised if Chicago is that ground zero to where they're fired upon so they can get the next steps of their New World Order agenda rolling.
You have a great capital. I think you're going to see some just amazing things happening. But to me, D.C. is very exciting. And a lot of people say, well, where's he going from there? Well, I have calls from politicians begging me to go to Chicago. We're not playing games. We're going to make it safe. And we're going to then go on to other places. But we're going to stay here for a while. We want to make this absolutely perfect. Just our...
You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, and Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, then we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white...
Have a good time, fellas. Thanks. And see you again.
So let's go. Would you rather have hamburgers from the White House or pizzas from a good place, huh?
What a nice group. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're gonna...
I hope that was edifying. And with that, shalom.